My next guest is coming off an impressive victory in his UFC debut over Myktybek back at UFC Vegas 82. It is Myktybek Orolbai joining me here on the program for the very first time, along with his translator, Vlad. Myktybek, how are you, sir?
I am good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great, minus my voice. I'm a little bit under the weather, so apologies to you and anyone else watching this interview. But I wanted to ask you, how much notice did you get for this fight in you making your UFC debut?
Какой шум был, когда ты попал в UFC?
Русским,
Да, говори по-русски, я переведу.
Я когда получил контракт, уже вообще шум, бомбой.
As soon as I got the
Все
contract, it was a lot of
Кыргызстан,
noise.
они радуют, они пишут мне. Я сразу отключу телефон, потом настраиваться только на бои.
All Kyrgyzstan was making a lot of noise when I got the contract, and I had to turn off my phone so it doesn't distract me and I can focus only on the fight.
Was this something you were expecting to get a call to the UFC pretty soon?
Ты ждал, что будет звонок? Ожидал звонок от UFC?
Да, мы ждали уже год половина ждали UFC.
Yes, we're waiting about a year and a half.
Okay. Why did it take so long for you to get signed?
Почему так долго взял, пока они тебя взяли в UFC?
Потому что UFC это самая хорошая организация во всем мире, номер один. Из-за этого они много бойцов ждат.
Because UFC, it's a big promotion, and there is a lot of fighters waiting for that call. That's why it took longer than expected.
Was there anything about Medic that surprised you in the fight?
У тебя был сюрприз какой-то от медика в бое?
Это у меня сюрприз это больше на борьба, потому что мы короткие удавления принял бой, у меня подготовка не 100%, 78% у меня хорошая подготовка, у меня форма средняя была.
I wasn't surprised much because I was getting ready. I was in shape. I was waiting for the call. He wished basically he had a little bit more time to prepare because it was very short notice. If he had a little bit more time to prepare, then it would be a whole different fight as well. He would be able to prepare more for the striking as well. That's why he was more grappling in the fight than standing up.
Did the fight play out how you thought it would?
Бой прошел, как ты думал, он пройдет. Ты планировал такой бой показать?
Я планировал больше у него слабую сторону. Медик хороший боец. Я видел, когда меня отправил тренер Юрай. Он хороший, он много зрелищный бой показал на UFC. Я уважаю как спортсмен, медики. Ну, я видел у него борьба чуть-чуть слабый. Ну, я перед боем думал, медик, он хороший подготовились этот бой. Я не думал, он не устали. Я думал, он 3 раунда на бой. А так я готов 3 раунда до конца.
When we got the fight, we saw that he's we basically watched the fighter and we saw that his striking is very good. That's why we're more preparing to go for grappling, to go where the minuses are in the fighter. And him and Uriah, the coach, were checking the fighter before the fight. They're preparing more to go for the grappling, but he thought that Medic, because he had a full camp, so we thought he's going to be way stronger physically. But he's saying that on the second round, he already felt like he's gassing out, and then that's where he got the finish.
How did you celebrate after the victory?
Как ты отметил после боя? Формула-1. So after the fight, we went to eat, and then we went to watch Formula 1 from a suite. We saw the race of the cars.
Очень классный. Я первый раз был там.
It was a good race. He said it's the first time he saw the Formula 1 race. So we had a suite in the hotel on the top, and we were watching the race.
That sounds awesome. That's really good. What's been the feedback like from the Kyrgyzstan fans? Because I know you're from there. I know there's not too many UFC fighters from Kyrgyzstan. What's been the feedback like?
Well, he's the first full-blooded from Kyrgyzstan fighter. So he's the original Kyrgyz.
Okay.
And Valentina Shevchenko, she's half, and Fiziev, he's more for Azerbaijan. So the crowd was going crazy. We had calls from the son of the president, and we're about to fly there on Saturday, and the whole country gonna meet us over there.
That's awesome. There's that video of your brother watching the fight and getting very emotional. What did that mean to you? That was a pretty cool video.
брата, как он эмоциональный после боя. Что тебя обозначает это?
Это мой старший брат. Я попасть, короче, это мой родной брат. У него мечта была, я попасть в UFC. Я тренируюсь за Америку, бойцам UFC вместе. У него этот...
Его цель была твоя.
Да, короче, спорт келіп қалған одан емес.
У него поддержка очень большая.
Да.
It means a lot to him because his big brother used to be a fighter before, and then he had kids. So he basically sent Myktybek Orolbai to take his part. So his whole dream of his big brother was for Myktybek to train in America and to be in the UFC. And then for them, it's like the dream come true. He
That's
always
amazing.
be in the UFC. He
Yes.
always pushed him to be a fighter.
Этот мой старший брат. У него характер вообще по-другому. Если у него семья есть, у него семья голодный. Если я голодный, первый раз мне отправили деньги, потом у него семья. Первый очередь у него.
You say that his big brother supported him before even his family. He has kids and family, and if he would be hungry, he would help him before he helps even his family. That's how he was put in the UFC.
That's amazing. That's so cool to hear. And you mentioned you're going back home. You said, so you're leaving when this weekend? When are you heading back?
Мы были понедельник.
Понедельник. Yeah, we're gonna be in Monday. We're gonna be on in Kyrgyzstan already. We're gonna land there. We're leaving on Saturday, so we'll be there on Monday.
And how long will you stay there before you return back to Sacramento?
Сколько ты будешь в Кыргызстане перед тем, как ты в Америку вернешься?
Сейчас Кыргызстан может месяц там.
About a month. He's gonna be there about a month, and then he's gonna come back and prepare for his next one.
That's great. When was the last time you were back home?
Когда последний раз ты был в Кыргызстане?
Почти да, год.
About a year.
Рамадан, да.
Before he came here a year ago, I'm his manager, by the way, not only the translator, also translating. But before he came here, we had a plan that he's not going back home until he makes it to the UFC, no matter what.
Ты сказал, Юрай сказал.
Да. Uriah Faber said, he said, we had a plan. Before he's not going nowhere until he's in the UFC.
That's amazing. So this has got to be the best flight back home he's ever had because he's now a UFC fighter going back, right? With the win.
Это будет самый лучший полет, я думаю, потому что ты уже боец UFC, да?
Я тоже думаю.
Yeah, he thinks it's gonna be his best flight back.
Это только начало попасть в UFC. У меня сел большой, иншаллах. Я покажу еще хороший бой, зрелищный бой.
But this is only the first step, becoming a UFC fighter. This is just the beginning for me. I'm gonna show you guys a lot more than that.
У меня сел не только боец, у меня сел чемпионский пояс.
I don't want just to be a UFC fighter. I want to be the champion and I want to be the biggest guy in the UFC. And to take the belt and bring it to Kyrgyzstan.
Sure.
When would you like to have your next fight?
Когда ты хочешь твой следующий бой?
Следующий бой до Рамадана, иншаллах, февраль или март.
Before Ramadan, he wants to fight February or March. That's around those days. That's when we're gonna see him next in the cage.
And how did you end up training at Team Alpha Male? Why did you choose there to train as opposed to another gym?
Я попал в Team Alpha Male. Первый раз познакомился, это мой менеджер Влад Никитин. Он, я вместе с Юраем познакомились. Потом я попал. Короче,
yeah, his coach contacted me. I had a relationship with his coach, and I brought him here to Team Alpha Male because I have a relationship with Uriah Faber. He's a good friend of mine. We brought him here to Team Alpha Male. He started training, and then Uriah right away saw the potential in him, and right away he told us that he's going to be a big problem in the UFC. And then we started making a plan. We followed the plan, and here he is in the UFC now.
How has living in Sacramento compared to living back home where you're from in Kyrgyzstan?
Какая разница есть от Сакраменто до Киргизстана, когда ты приехал сюда? Большая разница с Киргизстана в Сакраменто, да?
Конечно, большая разница.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Кыргызстан вообще по-другому.
Kyrgyzstan is completely different, he's saying.
Да.
Was it a difficult adjustment, just, with people speaking English and the culture? Was it a difficult adjustment for him?
Поначалу было, когда ты сюда приехал, это все по-другому, тут люди другие, язык
Да.
другой.
Я приехал в Америку, только я один, у меня друг не было тут, у меня семья не было, я только один приехал, потому что у меня цель была в UFC, когда я 18 лет, у меня цель в UFC. Из-за этого я тут тяжело, но я тренируюсь только.
Yeah, when I came here at the beginning, it was just me here. I didn't know the language, and I was here by myself. My whole family is back in Kyrgyzstan. So of course it was hard, but since I was 18 years old, I was dreaming to be in the UFC. So my goal kept me going.
Do you speak to any of the other fighters that are somewhat from Kyrgyzstan, like Rafael Fiziev or Valentina Shevchenko at all?
У тебя есть отношения с какими-то бойцами, что находятся в Америке, киргизы?
Нет, у меня не было отношений.
No, not at all. He didn't speak.
And what's it like getting to be at a gym like Team Alpha Male with fighters like Song Yadong, and there's just so much talent in that gym. How is the talent level compared to other gyms that you've trained at?
Он говорит, как талант в Team Alpha Male. У тебя много бойцов есть в UFC, там, как это с ними тренироваться, и как ты опыт набрал?
Я приехал сюда, Team Alpha Male. Там очень хорошие бойцы есть, хорошие на борьбу, на стойки. Я думаю, я хороший опыт набрал, и хорошие бойцами отношения тоже хорошие. Я первый раз приехал, все видят, они радуют, потому что вот этот приехал спарринг партнер, вот так говорит, короче.
Saying that there is a lot of talent in Team Alpha Male. When he got here at first, there was a lot of good strikers, good grapplers. But overall, he's saying that they were also happy to have him there because he's a good sparring partner and someone that was pushing everybody, pushing on the pace. So overall, it was good for them and good for him.
What are some of your favorite things to do outside of fighting? Do you have any other hobbies?
Что ты любишь делать вокруг тренировок? Когда ты не тренируешься, что ты любишь? Чем ты любишь заниматься?
Мне нравится после боя, очень нравится лошадям прогулка, мы с семьей вместе покушаем и вместе прогулка делаем.
He enjoys to be with the family after the fights, and he loves horses. He likes riding horses to the mountains back home in Kyrgyzstan. So usually after the fights, he'll spend the time with the family, eat with them, go on horses. That's about it, man.
And my last question, who do you think wins the welterweight title fight in your division next month between Leon Edwards and Colby Covington? How do you see that fight playing out?
Думаешь, выиграет титульный бой 77 килограмм? Колби или Лем?
Кольби, Эдвардс тоже, сейчас Эдвардс чемпион.
Да.
Ну, Кольби тоже, он односторонний боец, он хороший бьет и хороший бороться. Я думаю, 50-50.
He's saying that Colby is a good striker and a good wrestler, but he thinks it's about 50-50 on this fight.
Yeah, that's good.
They're both very good fighters, he's saying.
It's going to be a close matchup. And Myktybek, thank you so much for the time. And thank you so much, Vlad, for translating. If there's anyone you'd like to thank, any sponsors, any social media you'd like to mention, I will give you the last word.
Спасибо кому ты хочешь, спонсорам, друзьям, тренерам.
Ну, русский или английский?
Как ты хочешь.
Всем ассаламу алейкум. Всем спасибо, кто мне переживал, кто меня завалял, кто мне поздравил. Всем спасибо. В первую очередь, моя семья, мама, папа, старший брат Самир, Тубек, мой брат. Всем спасибо. И отдельно поблагодарить тренерским штабом, тренер Юрай, Тынштых Омирзахов, Полтаволов Алтын. Большое спасибо. И этот мой менеджер Влад Никитин, он постоянно мне переживал, постоянно мне поддерживал. Спасибо, брат.
Thanking the family, the coaches, and everyone that supported him in the camp.